This vehicle is the Carthago Chic C Line I 4.7 and it claims to be showy, it's comfortable, it's refined. That's how I'm translating that from German. Somebody else may wish to disagree with me. I've got a degree in technical translation, but not from German, so I could well be wrong. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the details about this car, starting with the fact that it's over 100,000 euros and it's 726 centimeters long, 227 wide, 289 high, and in this condition we're looking at the vehicle being 3,125, which will leave 375 kilos of payload, some of which can go in there in this huge garage, which has access to the interior part via that curtain. Should you wish to come from the interior and into the garage, you have got this here for the electronics. You've got your charger in there, which you may be able to hear humming, and you get into it by opening up here. Just put my hand on it. It's slightly warm, but oops, that's my hand. It's slightly warm, but not very warm. You wouldn't get very warm leaving your hands on that, even on a day like today where it's now -9 outside. In fact, it's got warm up to -12 earlier. So coming around here, it's where the gas goes, double floor, which has two advantages. It's first the insulation, the second you can keep stuff in there. Fully integrated model on a Fiat Ducato basis. So more storage there, plenty more storage there. It mightn't look very big, but you can stick things like skis and what have you in there. And there we have a place for the batteries. Two batteries go there. Now this has a 110 litre wastewater tank and a 150 litre freshwater tank, so that ought to keep you going for some time. Here we have the what it has been called cellar, means cellar in the double floor, and there it is. You can get quite a lot of stuff in there should you so require it. You've also got your cold and hot water taps there, so if you need to drain the tank for any reason, you can do it. In front we have a outlet for shoes, it's called. Stick your shoes in there, good place to do it. You come in the van, you sit there, take your shoes off and stick them straight in there. Also on the left, as we come in, we've got this decorative element. As a rule, I'm not keen on decorative elements, but in that case I'm going to make an exception because it looks very nice, particularly as you follow the lighting all the way around the van. Plenty of space around the table for all to sit, and here we have the pop-up television. I can't see the point of this chair here. In fact, I would get rid of it. Talking of things I'd get rid of, there's a big thing up here I'd get rid of, which is the bed. Of course, you might need another bed up there if you don't want to sleep with the person you're married to, or there's more than two of you travelling, so you may wish to keep the bed up there. Alternatively, you might even want to sleep up there rather than sleep in the bed at the back, but the price you're going to pay for that is the loss of around 25 centimeters of headroom or thereabouts. When that bed is down, there's access to an additional skylight, which you can see, and you're probably very glad of that, to be open during the summer. This skylight here gives plenty of light over the table, always something which is appreciated. Coming around here, we've got a fridge, which, as always I say, is far too big and fat. I'm into thin fridges and small ones at that. here we have what I think you could call a spice rack. It's a place you can keep your wine bottles and olive oil and that type of stuff. Here we have the kitchen, plenty of storage around that. Here this funny thing here is the cover for the sink. Alternatively, you can leave it up there as you wish. A little bit extra storage there as well for bottles, should you so require. Coming through here, well, we've got the bed, which you can see is 147 times 210 centimeters. So let's face it, who's more than 210 centimeters in height? That's very rare. So that should be suitable for just about everybody. Next to the bed, we have a very large wardrobe. Down here, we have the water tank. You might need access to the water tank from inside. Well, you've got it in there. I had a situation last year in Italy where I could only get to the water via the right hand side door, and although in this case the hose would have had to be very long to have reached. I think it's a good place though for the water. It should be quite warm there. In here we have the toilet, and the door will close like that should you so require. You might want to keep the people who are sleeping in here out of the main bedroom. Shower separate, and you know, got a bit of space there, so use it for something. So you've got this storage. What can you keep there? Well, keep some socks, I suppose, and some books, or I don't know, this type of stuff. Here we have access to the garage. Should you again so require, don't want to get out of the van, you've got something in the garage, you go in through that way. It does happen occasionally you need to get into the garage. Down here, access to water tanks again. Plenty of access to the water tanks. Here we have more storage. And look how deep that is. Get lots in there. Plenty of space for your food and what have you. I'll probably keep pans down there, I think. Oh, I don't know. What else could you keep in there? Or maybe keep your pans here under the sink. There we go. Got deep drawers on as well. This one's slightly less deep because obviously the sink's there, and there is your gas. Excellent. So, let's look at this here as well. Plenty of space really, isn't there? And here, slide out. Why the two bins? Well, for recyclables and non-recyclables. Having said, I've got presently a bin like that in the van, although I must admit I find it easier just to use a plastic bag and then to dump that. It's curious though that these days in motorhomes we're seeing the recyclable bin also being put there. In my case, nearly everything in fact is recyclable. I tend not to have much which can't be used. Although last night I had potatoes, and once they're peeled, the peelings can't be recycled. Wonderful van. Slightly too big I think though for use in southern Europe. Although I really like the bed. It's my favourite position for a bed, and the van itself inside is pretty wonderful. You've also got the ventilation, which you can see in the roof vent up there. Oh, I could just see myself now sitting by the sea in Sicily in this. As it happens, I'm in Germany and it's freezing outside.